Hi, folks. It's Eurovision Ireland, and we're back again with another one of our shows through the entries for the 2023 Eurovision Song Contest. Let's introduce the team first. We have James.
Hi, everyone.
We have Sarah.
Hi, everyone.
Richard.
Hi, everyone.
Bogdan.
Hi, everyone.
And me, John, with Staggy. We might be popping up and squeaking at some point. Like a song or something, we never know. Now, this is some of the songs from the second semi-final. We're doing them alphabetically. So this is like the middle chunk alphabetically. So we're getting Cyprus, Denmark, Estonia, Georgia, Greece, and Iceland in this show. We're going to kick off, without further ado, with Cyprus. Now that song is called Break a Broken Heart. And it's performed by a nice rhyming Andrew Lambrou. We need more names that rhyme like that. And leading on this one is James. Over to you.
So I think Cyprus have proved themselves a Eurovision force to be reckoned with in the last few years, and I'm really happy to see that they've sort of tried something a little bit different this year, because I think for quite a while we were sort of getting rehashes of Fuego and such. So I feel like this is a complete break from that, and I really, really applaud them for it. Where do we start? I mean, let's face it, he's not a bad-looking boy, so I think that immediately, gets people's attention for the right reason. He can sing as well. I heard him sing a cover of Molitva the other day, and I was like, okay, so he's got the voice, which always helps. Musically, it's quite ballady, but it's got a bit of a sort of indie, a bit of a pop edge to it, so it's not really dirgy, which again I think works well. And you can't break a broken heart. It's something that so many people connect to. So I strongly suspect this is going to get Cyprus back to the final. I know they missed out, or they just missed out last year. I think this will see Cyprus back in the final, no problem. Winning, I think, might be a bit ambitious overall, but I think it will get them to place, and hopefully I think it will keep up that momentum. I think it won't be long before we see Eurovision go to Cyprus.
Thanks, James. Now, as we're doing with all the songs, we're each going to give them a score out of 10, which makes a total possible mark of 50 and a minimum mark of 0, but we're hoping no one's going to quite get 0. Every song out there will have its fans somewhere. So our scores for Cyprus. So James, what is your mark out of 10 for Cyprus?
I really like this one. I'm going to give it an 8.
8. And Sarah?
I'm going to give it a 6.
6. Okay. And Richard?
7.
7. A nice middling 7 there. Bogdan?
8 as well.
Another 8. And I'm giving it an 8 as well. So that gets a Eurovision Ireland score of 37 out of 50. It's not bad, not bad. Right, moving on. We go to one of the Nordics. We're going to Denmark. Now, their song is called Breaking My Heart. There's a bit of a theme going on there. Break a broken heart and breaking my heart. Yeah, who knew? By Reiley. Now, he's opening the second semi-final. I meant to say that Cyprus 8th in the second semi-final, so it's a nice middling draw for them. Anyway, back to Denmark, and it's over to Sarah.
Right. Denmark seem to have lost their way a little bit the last couple of years, since we had all the palaver with COVID and the cancelling of the 2020 contest. And for me, that's a shame, obviously, because of my Danish roots. I really want to see them do well. And I think what they picked this year, I think what they've gone for seems to be with the televote very much in mind for the semi-finals, being that it's an all semi-final, it's an all televoting semi-final. Reiley is nice young chap who's going to appeal to a lot of the younger generation. Might actually catch the eye of a few of the older generation, who knows. He's a fresh-faced Faroese boy, so it's nice to see somebody who's actually not from the Danish mainland this time. I would say he doesn't look unlike Jean's Tears from 2021, Switzerland. The song Breaking My Heart, it's a very nice little pop song, some of the electro vibes in there, very much sort of reminiscent to some of the stuff that we used to listen to in the 80s. It's got a little bit of a catchy theme to it. Reiley he's singing about sort of the it's a toxic relationship, and it's like the going back to it is going to break my heart. So it's got a main theme there. The only thing that concerns me about it is in the Danish national final, he was using autotune, and obviously he's not going to be able to use that in Liverpool. I've seen clips of him at the Israel pre-party, and I have to say that the vocals weren't too bad. I think, given some of if he has the backing dancers that he had in the Danish national final, he's starting first in the running order. That's another concern as well. Is it going to get lost with going first? Because there'll be a lot of other strong entries after that that might just overshadow it. I'd love to see them qualify with this. As I say, I think the running order might sort of work against them, but I think it could just scrape through.
Okay. Thanks, Sarah. Now, more importantly, what's your score out of 10 for Reiley?
I'll give him an 8.
8. Okay. Rich?
6.
6. Okay, yeah. Bogdan?
6 as well.
Another 6. I'm struggling with it, I'm afraid. It's only getting a 5 from me. And James?
I'm struggling with this one a bit as well, John. 5.
Okay, so he still scores 30. Which is, yeah, not bad. 60%. Yeah. Next, we sort of stay in the northern end of Europe and we move to Estonia. We know that Estonia can come up with the goods when they want to. This year, they're sending Alika with a song that's called Bridges, being performed 5th in the second semi-final, so a middling draw. It could come around one of the ad breaks, which could again have an effect on it. Over to you, Rich.
If anything, but I watched the Estidal performance back, and the performance features a lovely piano that plays it by itself, or Alika plays it. And my understanding is the piano will feature in Liverpool, which is a good sign because I thought that was a major part of the performance. Alika has great vocals and she's able to express her emotions in multiple ways, either through her voice, her face, her harmography. And to be honest, it's a ballad that flows really gracefully. Now, when Estonia does Eurovision well, they do it well and qualify for the final. I'm not saying it has winner written all over it, but I believe this could do really well.
Okay, thanks, Rich. Nice and brief there. What's more to say? You're going to have to give it a score now.
8.
8. Okay. Bogdan?
7.
7. And it's getting a 7 from me as well. James?
I'm going to give it a 6.
6. Okay. And finally, Sarah?
7.
7. 35. They're all sort of fairly consistent this time. Now, next we go a long way out east to Georgia. One of the last songs to be released that we knew of. It's called Echo, and it's being performed by Iru. I think that's how her 3-letter name is pronounced. And to lead this on this one, it is James again.
So I was very excited when I heard Iru was taking part in Eurovision, as we know she's got form in Jesk. You know, she helped bring Georgia one of their junior Eurovision victories. And I was like, okay, let's see what she can do at the adult contest. Georgia are a bit of an oddity at Eurovision, and I absolutely love them for that. Because pinning down what a Georgian Eurovision entry sounds like is very difficult, because they tend to send a very wide range of styles, which I applaud them for. This, on the first listen, I was like, okay, this is a bit different. It's sort of a bit of folklore in there. It's a bit indie. It's a bit new age. There's sort of a lot going on in there. I really enjoyed it, but there is a really, really big problem. And for me, that is the fact that I listened to this song. I thought, great, that's brilliant. I love it. Then a few days later, I was like, how does the Georgian Eurovision entry go? And I couldn't remember. And I think that is going to be a problem when you're relying on a televoting audience to sort of have that impact. And the thing is, I listened to it again. I was like, I really can't remember. So I listened. I thought, this is great. You know, yep, still love it. You know, oh yeah, I remember it now. But I was like, oh, that's potentially a problem. That, you know, I couldn't recall it instantly. I think in terms of qualifying, I think this is probably more likely to qualify than some recent Georgian Eurovision entries. I would like to see them back in the final. Not sure this has got the winner of 2023 written all over it. I think it's a worthy addition to the lineup. I really enjoy it, but yeah, I'm a bit torn about what it's going to do when and if it gets to the final.
Hey, thanks, James. Yeah. Who knows? Who wouldn't mind going to a contest in Georgia at some point in the future? Yes, being illiterate. Anyway, back to the matter of hand. You've got to give this a score, James.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay. And Sarah?
6.
6. Okay. And Rich?
7.
7. Again, pretty consistent here. And Bogdan?
6.
6. And it's getting a 6 from me, primarily because of the main fact James said which is like, how does it go again? Prove us wrong, Georgia. I'd love to come to your country. Right, next is Greece. Again, a country with an interesting track record. They're sending Victor Vernicos. I think that's how his name is pronounced. He's sending a song called What They Say, and he's performing 8th. Another middling draw, 8th in the second semi-final. And so it's over to Sarah again.
Right. Okay. So just a couple of facts about Victor Vernicos, which are quite interesting. He's the youngest person to ever competed for Greece. He's only 16 years of age, bless him. And the song that he's singing, he actually composed it at the age of 14. Yeah. So, so lots of responsibility on young shoulders representing Greece this year. So when I first heard this, I suppose sort of with the last few entries that Greece have had, I was really looking forward to hearing it. And I have to confess, really, I felt a slight disappointment. I do get, and I do really appreciate the theme of the song. It's talking about sort of celebrating the younger generation who dare to dream, and and creating and be creative and confronting the difficulties and sharing feelings. So with it sort of having that mental health theme, that certainly resonates, is going to resonate with a lot of people, just with the lyrics. I'd say it's a very radio friendly song, but on listening, I keep expecting more from it. It just seems to sort of it flows along, but it just doesn't seem to go anywhere with it. And I just want something to happen with it. It's a little bit melancholic. And in a year when we've got a really lot of sort of up-tempo songs, sort of very cheerful songs, it's going to be quite a contrast with this. And I think because of this, it's probably going to struggle to get out of that semi-final. It's also performing 8th in the running order, which, is, again, a little bit of a tricky position there to be getting out. I think people who like ballads will love it. But, as I say, with a lot of strong entries this year, I think it might just struggle to get into that top 10 to qualify.
Thank you. Greece sending a male performer, which is something that they don't seem to do as much. Anyway, Sarah, you got to give this a score out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 5.
5, okay. And Richard?
4.
4. Okay. Bogdan?
5 only for the voice, but yeah.
Okay. It's actually getting a 7 from me. I don't dislike it at all. And James?
I'm going to give it a 5 as well. I sort of agree with what Sarah said, sort of wanting a little bit more, but the boy's talented, and he wrote it at 14. That's incredible.
Yeah. Okay, so he scores 26. Got over halfway. Our final one in this broadcast. We're going to Iceland. I think this is the final of our Nordic countries. It's called Power, and it's performed by Diljá. I have it on good authority. Her name is pronounced Diljá, and she is performing 7th immediately before Greece in the second semi-final on the Thursday evening. And to lead on this one, it is Bogdan. Over to you.
Thank you, John. I have to admit, this song is the biggest grower on me, because initially when I heard it the first time, I wasn't quite convinced that it's too chaotic. I don't get it. I was looking at the performance, I was listening to the song, but I got so distracted that in the end, I don't quite really enjoyed it. And it took a while, but now actually I quite love it and I enjoy listening to it. I think she just needs to polish the performance because she has the voice, she has the talent. It's a very anthemic song. It's powerful. It's about taking control back of your life, like you're in charge of your own life and don't let anyone take you down. So I really like the message. It's a good song. It's powerful. It's fun. And yeah, you can dance along to it and sing. Obviously, like it's really important to sing, to be able to sing along to a Eurovision song. So yeah, I'm liking it now. So I'm happy I changed my mind. It all depends how it will be on the stage in Liverpool. Hopefully, it will be less chaotic and more transmitting to the public the feelings.
You Bogdan. You need to give it a score as well. You're not getting away without giving it a score.
No, I'll give it a 7.
7. Okay. Well, it's getting a 6 off me. James?
I'm going to give it a 6.
6. Okay. Had to think then. Sarah?
8. I love it.
8. Okay. And Richard?
6.
Another 6. Okay, so I make that a score of 33. Yeah, not bad. So I'll give the top 6, how we rank them, and then we'll go around for any final thoughts on this little clutch of songs. So in 6th place, we have Greece, 26, the flag. In 5th place, we have Denmark on 30. In 4th place, on 32, we have Georgia. In 3rd place, we have Iceland on 33. Very close. In 2nd place, we have Estonia on 35. And our winner of this clutch of 6 songs is Cyprus with 37. Now, we're going to go quickly around the room. Could anything special come out of this batch of 6 songs? I'm going to start with Bogdan.
Well, if any other song like we showed in our scores, maybe Cyprus has a chance of maybe really lower top 10, I would say.
Okay. Richard, any comments?
I don't see any of them as winners, like Bogdan, Cyprus, lower top 10, and even Estonia have a chance, I think, because it's one of Estonia's best entries for a while.
Okay, thank you. Sarah, what have you got? What views do you have?
Right. I don't think any of them are winners by any means, but I do think Iceland are going to do better than people think.
Okay. And James, what do you think?
I agree with everyone else. I'm not sure there's a winner in this pack, but I think there are a couple that could surprise everyone. And I think Estonia, Cyprus, and we even tend to say Denmark, ones that could do a lot better than people think.
Yeah. I think Cyprus, Estonia, Iceland are probably the standouts from this one. The others are quite there to prove us wrong. Denmark, their main drawback might be where they're drawn. Opening a semi-final is not necessarily the best route, but what do we know? Anyway, you, dear viewer, you can find us obviously on YouTube, Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and probably other places as well. I'll quickly go around the room and then we'll sign off. So from James.
Bye, everyone.
Sarah.
Bye, everyone.
From Rich.
Bye.
From Bogdan.
Bye, everyone.
And from me, John and Staggy. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time.